Hello YouTube, this is Canaan here again, and as I promised, I'm doing a shout out to all Watt players. Now, let's just get started into this. These are cards that should be ran in almost every Watt deck. I'll point out the ones that should be in every Watt deck in this format. Just gonna start off right now. Watt Cobra. He is the Watt equivalent to the elemental hero Stratos. He searches out. He is a crucial playmaker in this game. In the game of Watts, he attacks directly. You can search out your other two direct attackers, or maybe if you want another one to continue doing the loop of attack directly and another Watt to your hand, you can pick other Cobra. But you can also pick your two direct attackers, Watt Giraffe or Watt Pheasant, just depending on what type of situation you're in trouble with. If you need more defensive power, there you go. You got your Dragonfly. You got your Watt Dragonfly. And one play that you can do, just add this guy back to your hand if you need a lot of protection and you don't have back row on you. Add him, set him, have him get destroyed, special summon another one in defense mode, special another summon another one in defense mode, have that get destroyed, and then you special summon any of these three to get more Watts to your hand. If you want more Watts to your hand, special summon him. If you want to stun your opponent, special summon Giraffe. If you want to get rid of an Exceed, you put Pheasant on the field. And with Watt Cobra, if you need, and if the moment calls, add Watt Fox to your hand. Or a Watt tuner, just in general. And he's a great card. He's just a great card. Should be ran at 3 in every Watt deck. Next card I'm going to move on to is going to be Watt Giraffe. He is the beatdown card of this deck. He attacks directly. Your opponent is stunned. They cannot special summon any monsters until the end phase. They cannot activate any spell, trap, or monster effects until the end phase. Great card. He sets you up for the second main phase. You always attack directly with him first, though, to see if your opponent will trigger any back row effects. Other than that, he will attack directly, he'll stun your opponent, and that's when you start activating your spells and traps. If you have Smashing Grounds in your hand, if that's the way you're going to play it, destroy their BLS, destroy their Judgment, destroy their elemental hero bullcrap, destroy their Grapha, destroy their Exceeds. Just a great card to set up stuff. If you want to destroy back row, start throwing down MSTs and Heavy Storm. Just a great card for this deck. Needs to be ran at 3. Next card is Watt Pheasant. He's the Exceed killer, as I call him. He is perfect for dealing with Exceed heavy decks. Attack directly with him, banish that Exceed. It will lose all of its material, and when it comes back, it's defenseless. It can't do diddly crap. He is a great card to have for windups, against windups. He's a great card to face off against tour guide attacking decks. Just a great card for this format. I only run one, just depending on what your preference is. You might want to run 2, you might want to run 3, but I run 1 in the main deck and I have 1 in the side deck. If I'm facing windups, I'm going to throw him the second one in. If I'm facing tour guides, I'm going to throw him in too. It's just if I'm facing Dino Rabbit, I'm going to throw him in too. Just a great card. Moving on to Watt Dragonfly. He's a defensive/offensive card. Needs to be ran at 3 in all Watt decks. As I showed you with one of the things that you could do with Watt Cobra to get him and just defensively play. And then you throw down any of the Watt direct attackers, and depending on what you want, stun, get rid of Exceed, add. Great. And if you want to tune next turn, if you want to synchro next turn, throw down a Watt Tuner. Just a great card, should be ran at 3 in every Watt deck. Watt Fox, moving on to him. Not very many people run him, and a lot of people run Watt Beta over him. They're stupid. Watt Fox is the perfect card for this meta. He's great. I only run one in the main deck. I haven't found room for a second, but I have one in the side deck. He's a great card against Insectors, and I found out that he's really good against Glad Beasts too, because he will stop them from, once he gets destroyed, has the same type of stun effect as Watt Giraffe, except for it's when he's destroyed by battle or card effect, just like Watt Dragonfly. But instead of the in-phase, it's for the rest of the turn, so they can't pull last turn, like in-phase bullcrap. Great card. If you're running Watt Beta over this because, oh, it's like Spirit Reaper, when it attacks, inflicts battle damage, I get to randomly discard one card from my opponent's hand. No, you're stupid. This card's better. Run him. That's it for the Watt section. Honest. Hand trap for all Watt decks, unless you're running Solidarity Watt. He is such a great card. He will keep your Watts alive, and that's basically what he's in there for. Moving on to the last monster, Sangan. Don't run him if you're running a pure Watt deck, like as in lights, or if you're in Solidarity Watt. But I run him for the fact that he searches every freaking monster in the main deck. He is so pivotal and crucial for this deck. If I am having consistency problems and I get him, I'm going to set him, let him get destroyed, and I'm going to add a Watt Cobra to start adding more Watts to my hand. He's a great card. Should be ran in every Watt deck. That's it for all the monsters. Going into spells and traps that should be ran in every Watt deck. Recycling Battery, because it'll add 2 monsters in your graveyard that are Thunder with 1500 attack or less. So you can get your direct attackers, you could get your Cobras, you could get your Giraffes, you can also get your Pheasant if you want your Pheasant back. And a lot of the time I pick Dragonfly because I want to special summon more Watts. So he's a great card. This is a great card. I only run one, but still a great card. Then you got 2 staple back row protection, Waboku and Threatening Roar. These will stop your opponent, they will piss off your opponent. These cards psych out your opponent because your opponent will start getting frustrated and he'll start making mental mistakes. That's where you just unleash everything that you have. These cards will screw them over, these 2. I run 3 Threatening Roar and 2 Waboku now. I'll switch them around, just depending on how I'm feeling. So, moving on to some tech cards. Thunder King and Effect Veiler. Effect Veiler, because of the whole priority stuff now, I run 2 in the main deck and I have the 3rd one sided out. He is just a great card. Oh, she is a great card overall. And Thunder King, a lot of people run this in the main deck. I don't, for the fact that it will mess with consistency purposes because of my Watt Cobras and the Sangan and the Pot Dualities. Other than that, it's still a great card to have, depending on the Watt deck that you're running. And he just screws over a lot of stuff too. So, just a great card. And the spells and traps that also tech. Messenger of Peace. A lot of Watt decks run this, and I agree. I would run 3 if I had 3. I only have 1 though. So this is just to point out one of the cards that is really good for Watts. You'll keep your opponent from attacking with any of his monsters while you just sit there constantly spamming them with direct attackers. Great. Pot of Duality, for consistency purposes, it just adds stuff to it just adds cards to your hand, and when it's crucially needed. Magical Cylinder is the last tech card because of the fact that it's just so epically beast. You negate the attack and you're going to inflict more battle damage to your opponent while you're sitting there with your Watt Giraffe. And just spamming and stunning them to death. It's just a great card. I run 2 now since I got it. And these are extra deck cards that I run. Watt Chimera. I don't run Watt Hydra for the fact that I don't run a 3-star Watt Tuner. Because in my opinion, all 3-star Watt Tuners suck. But he's a great card. He is a great lockdown spam card. Great if I have a Thunder Cane on the field. Your opponent can't add cards from their deck to their hand while he's just bouncing 1 card constantly from their hand back to the top of the deck. So it's a pretty good lock. Stardust, because it's a great protection for this deck, especially when you should be teching a Starlight Road for back row and monster protection. I don't know why I didn't add that into the tech sport, but other than that, you should be running this card. This is a standard Watt Exceed now, because Utopia is a really good Exceed for this deck, for the fact that there's a bunch of, you'll have your levels 4 Watts on the field at all times. You'll have most likely at least 2. And that's when, if you want to have more protection to negate attacks, you just throw that stuff together and you have him on the field, and he acts as a 2500 beat stick. Just a great card. And this is actually something that I've decided to tech. My Stroke, the Symphony Djinn. Oh my gosh, this card is a boss. He runs over crap. He is a walking Book of Moon. Basically, he's a rank 4 Exceed, takes 2 level 4 monsters. Once per turn, you can detach 1 Exceed from this card to select 1 face-up attack position monster on your opponent's side of the field and flip it into face-down defense. And if you have other Djinn Exceeds on the field, if they're about to get destroyed by battle, or yeah, I believe it's just by battle, you can, that monster that's about to be destroyed by battle can detach one of their Exceed material to stay alive. He's a great card. I'm going to get a second one soon, and I'm going to be taking 2 of him. He's just he's unbelievable. I love him. And right now, that is all I have for you guys today. And one more time, I'm going to show you the awesome Canaan mat. Oh, yeah. But, hey, if there's other cards that you think that should be teched in Watt decks, tell me. Comment below. It's just a bunch of great cards that you should be running in Watts. And if there's any cards that I'm missing that should be teched, hey, hit me up. If there's cards I shouldn't be running, tell me. But I'm pretty set on what I'm running right now. So comment, subscribe below, and one more time, if I find out that you're running Watt-tailed Dragon, I will come and find you, and I will kill you with the freaking radioactive Crayola experiments. Alright, Canaan Beats, signing out.